some of this stuff.
Ooh, barbaras.
We had them. We cut those big trees. They got struck by lightning a couple of years ago, so we cut them down and plank.
Okay.
Yo, these are the frogs I'll hang out.
See, these pieces are actually the length, eh?
Yeah.
Of
Take
the-
them. Take,
Okay, cool.
take a couple more. Take a couple of those and take one or two of these you want. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Pasok pa para aqui.
You're going to take a couple of these? Whatever you need.
Yeah, let's take two.
Yeah, take two. Take the big one so you've got extra room to...
Definitely gonna be
Take,
enough.
no, take all three of them. Take all three. So it's only air dried for a year. It's been in the kiln and so. Oops, oops.
No problem.
But you just get a real bucky. This thing's like full.
This is the Buddha Maisi. You know what you do?
Inside.
Do the frame
Thicker.
with the jacaranda and put silky oak inside.
Inside.
Yeah.
I think that's
Take
It'll look pretty sexy, yeah? That's good look.
That's the work for you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I'm back on the farm today. I'm going to continue with the roof rack. GRS cut the flat panels for me. Pugs also organized the front door for us. We got some wood from Tosh. We took it to Barry, who is a local carpenter, and he's going to be making the front door for us. This roof rack, I'd like to get it done because I've been piecing it together every now and then when I've got a little bit of time. It's starting to get dark, but it's holiday, so I can continue working during the night. What I'd like to do is I'm going to start checking out all the panels and checking if they fit on the sizes that I gave GRS, and then start cutting them into shapes, all the little nicks and crannies. Betsy's back on the farm. We're going to put in the floor so that Johan, our electrician friend, can come around tomorrow. We're going to put some groovings inside of the ISO board, and we're going to run some of the conduiting down the length of the truck so that we can connect them to the plugs and the light switches. Yolandi is going to start by finishing the waterproofing around the roof, around the top side of the roof, with this polyurethane spray foam. So we've got Johan, our electrician buddy, coming through today to help us out. He's just arriving now. So we managed to sell our last possession, our car, a couple of days ago, and we invested in this little TW200 that Vincent has just come and deliver for us. We're going to see if we can teach Yolandi to ride today. I had a couple of goes yesterday, turned out alright. So it's the day after Christmas, just to give you a time frame, Christmas 2022 to be exact. Gustav also gave me this rim to try out on the truck. We have a 20-inch rim at the moment, so that's a 22.5. I'm going to test that out because we'd like to go up with one size. And I'm going to continue working on this roof rack. It's taken up a lot of my time. It should be ready for paint by this afternoon. Before I spray this, instead of using our 20-inch rims, we might go up one size, as the tires are more readily available in Africa. I'm going to spray this one black. This is actually a scrap rim that Gustav found lying around in the scrap heap, and he fixed it up. Getting to a point where it's starting to look like something. Just to the people that are building their own trucks, if you had the money lying around and you didn't have to use scrap steel, I would suggest to use a lighter steel. If you have time versus money and your time tips the scale, then using scrap steel is a lot cheaper. We definitely have more time than what we have funds available. Still came out pretty cool, and I think it's very strong. I bought these little latches to go on there, so that's going to be a little flip door that flips down so that we can store something in there. Yolandi is growing quite fond of the buck over the last couple of days, and she wants to strip it down herself. We'll color code it so that it matches the truck. It's got a lot of plastic panels. We'll use a plastic primer on that, which I've already got all the paint supplies. We got the bike for an absolute bargain. It's also registered on the road. That's a difficult thing, to find these little farm bikes registered on the road, so that helps. It's got a license disc. One of the main reasons we bought this bike is that it has quite a bit of a low seat height. Myself and Yolandi obviously quite short. Another thing is that you can go down hills and up hills at quite a low speed, as it's low geared. and that's one thing we like, is going into the forests and checking out new trails. And this will also be the runaround. As it's roadworthy, we can park the truck off at the campsite, maybe go to the veggie market to get some supplies. 2 or 3 weeks ago we sold our car and bought the bike. The rest of the money that we do have left over from the sale of the car we'll use in finishing the truck, or hopefully finishing the truck. We can't use it on things like roof racks, but we'll try and finish up the carpentry, which is turning out to be a bit more expensive than what we thought it would be. Some of the electrical supplies like light fittings and all of that, plumbing supplies, all the toolboxes around the truck, the bike lift, the roof rack that goes on top of the box, the new faucets, and get all the new taps. We have to do the staircase that I'm hoping will pull out and drop to the side. Paul from Umdwebu will possibly help me out with the design for that, just to get everything nice and neat and tidy. The spotlights came out very cool. I've bolted these on there so we can lift the frame up above the truck, and then with the pulley system level it out and see exactly how we are going to mount it. It's gonna have to be quite a strong mount, as the vibration on dirt roads will probably tear through the metal on the truck. It's gonna be a bit of a mission to figure out how to actually get it onto the truck. A lot of people would say that this might be too heavy. Yes, it might be a bit heavy, but I'm hoping when I get it on the truck, I'll make sure that the mountings are quite secure. I do apologize if the video quality isn't great. All of my little GoPro lenses have a little bit of grinding damage, so I will put them on, as it just protects the lens. It opens up like that. Prepping to hang this up where the truck is parked off at the moment. I'm done with this now. All it needs is the wooden slats going on the front here. Okay, so it is the 4th of January 2023, so a brand new year. So we have the roof rack suspended above the truck, and I'm going to start doing the mountings today. So I bought some pipe and got this pipe bent at an exhaust fitment center. Also got some round base plates that'll fit onto the tubing, and that'll mount to the truck. If you're thinking about building a truck, just take into account all of the supplies. So consumables like this, just these couple of things cost well over $1,500. So all of that adds up and ends up costing quite a lot. So make sure to try and budget for those, or basically just forget about budgeting. You just got to keep building and building, and hopefully one day it'll be done. Start with measuring these round tubes on the truck. Start bending these round plates into the shape of the truck, so the truck has got a rounding. So I'll bash these with a hammer over a piece of pipe and see if I can get the shape of the truck's body so that I can mount the tubes. I'm going to size them up now and see exactly how we are going to do the mountings. I've made these base plates and now I'm going to try and bend them. So I'll heat them up first and then just whack them with a hammer to try and get a curve in them. Put them on the truck, cut the round bar to the shape of the rounding of the base plate, weld it to that, and then hopefully stick it on the truck and drill some holes.
Next lady for a shave.
Last night we did have quite a bit of a downpour with the rain, and we left Betsy standing outside to test whether everything is waterproof and to see if there's any leaks so that we can fix it now before we put in any of the wiring or insulation or carpentry. So there was 1 or 2 leaks, so Yolanda's marking those spots off on the inside of the truck with a permanent marker. We'll get some of the polyurethane expandable foam, spray it into all of those little cavities to make sure that the truck is indeed waterproof. On the roof we sealed all the corrugations with the polyurethane filler, and that has worked out very well. Yolanda's just going to fill up all the corners and where we joined the body panel over that side.
And
So Yolanda's going to start work on the roof lining. She's using the old upholstery from the roof to actually draw a template out, and then we'll cut that piece of masonite to mount it on the inside of the cab. A brand new day, and we've got all the brackets made up. So these ones go on the back and those ones go on the front like that. What I'll do now is clamp down the base plates onto the corners of the roof rack and then get everything in position and lined up. Tack weld the round bar to the base plates, position the roof rack and mount it at the bottom. So now that I've got all the mounting points mocked up into the positions that they need to be, I'll take them back to the workshop and give them a proper weld and bring them back to the truck and hopefully mount the roof rack. For the rear roof rack mountings, I'm going to use these 16mm bolts and weld them onto this tube so that they act as footsteps. So this is the basic idea. You can step onto these, your foot can't slide off the side, and that seems to be the perfect size. So today I'm going to start early. It's still before 6 AM in the morning. In South Africa we've got a thing called load shedding, where basically most of the country's power gets shut off for a couple of hours. So I've got to try and stay ahead of that. I won't be able to grind or spray or do any of that once the power goes off. All of the pieces done for the mounting of the roof rack. I also managed to bend the plates going on the inside of the cabin. The plan is to sandwich mount this on the inside. I also plan on putting some, it's like a steel weld type of adhesive on the back of this plate and mounting that to the inside of the cab and then bolting through the cab. I've got these big chunky plates. Those are going on the front. I'm also going to glue that to the inside of the engine bay so that that's a pretty solid washer mount. And then I've also got a couple of these conveyor cutouts that I'll put on the outside of the cab. These little plates are going in the middle of the roof rack on top of the rain gutter, as you would see on a conventional 4x4 setup. So that's the little foot that will sit inside of the rain gutter. This will be welded to the roof rack, and then to kind of press it out so that everything's nice and sturdy, we'll push these nuts up. I didn't continue with the roof rack yesterday as I had a bit of a fall with the bike and I broke my toe, got some stitches. But today we've loaded the bike up and Yolandi's going through to her parents' place in Woodbank. It's about 2 hours drive, so that she can spend some quality time with them before we hit the road. Yolandi and her dad will be redoing the bike, taking it apart and repainting it. So I look forward to seeing them come back in about 2 weeks' time. I managed to use this opportunity to sit down with Paul, my brother-in-law, to finalize some of the designs we had for the toolboxes and bike rack. Alright, so today I hope to finish this roof rack. It has taken me forever to do this roof rack. I was going to finish it a couple of days ago, but as I said, I fell down with the bike. Yolandi has also gone away for a bit, so that just means there's no breaks when it comes to work, because I'm a bit of a workaholic, so I'll work from 4 in the morning till 9 at night, and usually she puts the brakes on. So with this mounting, and also with the other mounting, what I'd like to do is I'm going to stick this Steenfast stuff, 2-part epoxy adhesive, and put it on the bare metal on the inside of this washer panel. And then I'm going to try and clean up the inside of this panel so that that's also bare metal. Because if I do it paint to paint and we stick it together, then the adhesion strength is determined by the paint strength. But if it's metal to metal, it's basically like a cold weld, and that should give us the strongest stick to it. Yo, that was a bit of a mission. It's just an awkward space and it chews up your arm. Should be as solid as it can be. This is how this stuff looks when it's on there. And when you figure it out, you take a good look around. Every sight and sound the same. Well, I must admit that this would have been much easier if Yolandi was with me. She's been sending me some pretty cool photos of her and her dad revamping the bike, and it's looking very cool. I'm growing up fine. I'm only wasting your time. I see myself at 18, confused by everything. I'm learning how I should sing to make you remember. But she get lost on the way, and everyone tries to say. I've got nut lock on the inside as well as a lock nut, and it's fastened to death. Alright, so there we go. Roof rack is officially mounted. I've still got to give it a proper weld. I'm going to reverse out very carefully and then take it to the workshop. So load shedding has just kicked in, meaning South Africa's power's been switched off for a couple of hours. It looks like I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Only switching the power back at 5:30 tonight. So yeah, that's it for welding today.